Welcome to another episode of Using Rulers. We are featuring the angle ruler today. You're going to find that you're going to see different angles on each of the corners. Your traditional 90 degree, 135, 120, 60, and 135. Now what we can use this for is binding. Now there's a couple great uses for this. There is times where when you're sewing binding on, you get to a corner that is not a 90 degree corner. We have a great way to allow this to fold to the backside, eliminate bulk, and not have to fuss with it to get it stitched down in place. You can use this for your regular 90 degree ruler or 90 degree corners. This would allow so you never end up with one of those bulky seams in the corner, because what you're going to do is when you stitch from edge to edge, wherever your corners are, you're going to stitch a separate piece. So that can be smaller sections. They don't have to be all sewed together. Just leave a little extra hanging off the end. Okay, so we're going to start off with this one here, where it is a little bit different type of corner than you're used to. You're going to stitch right up to about a 1/4 inch from the distance of each piece here, leaving it so they kind of come right together. This would be fun if you wanted these to be two different colors. You could have each piece be a different color, and look how fun that would be. That's how they get different colored bindings on, say, all four sides of the quilt. Okay, so we're going to start off by using the ruler to find out the angle of this inside corner here, and it is 135 degrees. Okay, so we'll make a little mental note of that. Next, you're going to just take one of the pieces and you're going to start by folding it in half. Now this is just your traditional 2.5 inch binding, folded in half, stitched a 1/4 inch in, and then we do like to leave a little 1/4 inch of the batting extra, so when you do fold this over, that kind of helps fill that in and makes it nice and full, so you don't have like wimpy edges along that. Okay, so first off, you're going to use the 90 degree edge. We've placed that little crease line in the middle of our fold just for a visual point. Take the 90 degree corner here, even it up with the edge of your binding, and draw a perpendicular line right at the end of your seam. So that's the first line that's drawn on here. Use it with a fabric marker, it'll go away, won't ever be seen. Next, take your degrees. We said this was the 135, and you're going to take and line up that corner. There is a line on the ruler. We're going to line that up on the 90 degree line you just drew, and you're going to draw one extra little point to that. When you put these together, the next part is actually to go to your sewing machine. You're going to fold these together, and you're going to stitch with short stitches and with matching thread right along that new corner that you made. So you're going to stitch and stitch. Next, you're going to trim super close to that edge to get rid of all the little tails there. When you're done, this is what it's going to look like. So you have a really closely stitched seam, but now that is the exact angle that needs to go around to the other side. Look how perfect that turns it. And back here, there is no bulk whatsoever, just that simple seam that's come around that edge. Isn't that awesome? You can do that, of course, with your 90 degree corners, get perfect corners there, and any other angle that you see along the way. Now, sometimes our quilts do find ourselves going on the inside corners. You can use the ruler in the exact same way. Do your separate pieces right up to the edge, stopping a 1/4 inch in, so your pieces are going to come together. But this is that one that's kind of a little tricky. It always ends up with way too much fabric on the back side when you're trying to machine or hand stitch that down. You're going to use the ruler exactly the same up to the point of when you draw that little extra triangle. So fold it in half, crease it, get that center mark, draw your line that's right here. We use the 90 degree, we always use the 90 degree one because we just need a straight line perpendicular to the last stitch we sewed along there. But this time we have measured, once again, this is the 135 degree angle. We're going to take, instead of going this way and point it out, it is an inside curve, so we're going to point to the inside. We'll line up the dotted line here along the crease that you've made, and then draw your line so it angles in. So you're going to have an inside point. Put your pieces together once again, and when you stitch them, you're stitching into that seam, trim down and out, and then when you turn that to the other side, you will have, once again, that's what it's going to look like, kind of have a little V in there, it will turn beautifully, again with no bulk. And that is the angle finder ruler.